know what's worse than a shiny locked Pokemon? For me and many others in the Pokemon community, it's a Pokemon that you can get, but not in any way with your name as its original trainer. While the catchphrase for Pokemon used to be, gotta catch 'em all, Game Freak has made that goal increasingly more difficult over the years. From shiny locking Pokemon to distributing Pokemon with event-only trainer names, it's currently impossible to have a completed national Pokedex that is 100% your own. Now, don't get me wrong, most people don't consider this an issue, but if you're someone like me who loves to organize Pokemon in their national dex order and have the original trainer name be the exact same for all of them, it can be quite annoying when you see that event-only trainer name pop up. Now, in part 1 of this video, we went through every current shiny locked Pokemon. 47, by the way, is a disgusting number, but I wanted to take that topic further and look at all the shiny Pokemon you actually can get, but not with your name as the original trainer. I'll also cover the non-shinies as well. This list will only include Pokemon from mainline games. I personally count Pokemon Go Mons as separate, and I guess Pokemon Home technically does this too, but I will mention Pokemon Go differences where applicable. And hey, if you yourself count Pokemon Go towards your main list, then fair enough. There's no wrong way to play Pokemon, and people can enjoy it however they like. Let's start the list of shiny Pokemon you can't get with your name as the original trainer off with none other than Pikachu, or more specifically, Partner Cat Pikachu. Partner Cat Pikachu is the only one of the 8 available Cat Pikachu in the mainline games that is available as a shiny and can still be redeemed via QR code in Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon. Upon scanning the code relevant to your region using your 3DS, players can receive the Pikachu from a delivery man in Pikachu Valley on Akala Island. Now, this Pikachu was never meant to be shiny, but due to a coding error, which you can read up on here, for most players, it was and still is shiny huntable. Most save files can soft reset for the shiny, however, for 1 in 4096, it will be shiny locked. The other catch being, for those who hunt this Pikachu, its model can never be shiny, and the only way you could tell if it's shiny is by seeing the red shiny star in its summary screen. I managed to find my shiny Partner Cat Pikachu by hunting across 2 games. As seen here, it took 7,804 resets, nearly 2 times over odds. I was getting nervous. If you want to know more about this shiny, I've also done a video testing it in Scarlet and Violet here to see if its shiny model sparkles or not. Sadly though, for this Pikachu, its original trainer name is Ash, as is the case for every Cat Pikachu. Will Game Freak ever re-release these Pikachu with your name as the original trainer? Probably not. Will they ever be given out as a shiny officially? I have no hope for this, which is why I keep my Pikachu in their own box in Pokemon Home for now, rather than in national dex order like the rest of my collection. Next up are the legendary regional variants of the Gen 1 birds, Galarian, Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. These 3 birds were introduced to us in Sword and Shield's Crown Tundra DLC, which came out nearly 5 years ago now, Jesus. You could catch all 3 across Galar, the Isle of Armor, and the Crown Tundra, but sadly, these encounters are coded to be shiny locked. It wasn't until early 2022 that players were given the opportunity to get their hands on the 3 shinies by taking part in online battles in Sword and Shield, specifically the international challenges during February, March, and April that year. Players who registered and participated in at least 3 matches during each month's competition were able to redeem the birds via mystery gift. But sadly, the event Pokemon players received were just that. Event Pokemon, with Articuno's trainer name being Crown, Zapdos's being Wild, and Moltres's being Armor, all a reference to the locations you could catch the non-shinies in-game, and each of their ID numbers, the dates their respective events began on. We've since had all 3 shinies released in Pokemon Go, and if you were to transfer a Mon from there into Pokemon Home, you would get the shiny with your name as the original trainer. But in terms of Pokemon originating from a mainline game, players are still waiting. Maybe we can shiny hunt them in Gen 10, who knows? Next up is the only Generation 3 Pokemon you can't get with your name at all as the original trainer, and one that is dear to my heart, Shiny Jirachi. Now, Shiny Jirachi is possible to receive in Pokemon Ruby or Sapphire only, and your options change depending on your region. If you're in the US, you can transfer a Jirachi from the Pokemon Coliseum bonus disc on the GameCube to your copy of Ruby or Sapphire and have a 1 in 7,281.7 chance of it being shiny. If you're in Europe or Australia, however, like I am, you can transfer a Jirachi from Pokemon Channel on the GameCube to your copy of Ruby or Sapphire and have a full odds 1 in 8,192 chance of it being shiny. Now, I've covered Shiny Jirachi extensively on my YouTube channel and have, in my unbiased opinion, the best guide on YouTube here to those who want to hunt it. Myself obtaining my own Shiny Channel Jirachi on my Twitch stream just over 1 year ago. Yeah! What? No way! Now, as excited as I was in obtaining the shiny Jirachi, again, its trainer ID was not my own, with the Channel Jirachi's original trainer name being Channel, and the Colosseum bonus discs being Wishmaker for those who receive it from there. If we're ever able to shiny hunt it on our own, I'm a little torn, because yes, I would love one with my name as the original trainer, but at the same time, this was such an incredible moment I achieved with Twitch chat that I have grown a little attached to it. I guess I'll cross that bridge if I ever come to it. And no, I haven't forgotten about the shiny Jirachi from Pokemon Go, which became available through Masterwork research in 2023's Hoenn Tour. My shiny Jirachi in Go had terrible stats, by the way, unlike my very lucky shiny Go Mew, which was and still is my only perfect shiny, or Shundo. Shinies 6 and 7 on this list are Keldeo, due to both forms being boxable. This is the newest of the shinies on this list, with its ordinary form being distributed through Pokemon Home as of February 2025 for those who completed their home dexes for Galar, the Isle of Armor, and the Crown Tundra. Now, I've covered this in a previous video, but if you want 2 Keldeo to then be able to change one into its Resolute form by teaching it the move Secret Sword, then you're going to have a whole other Nintendo and Pokemon Home account to redeem it on. Now, the original trainer name for this Keldeo is Home, as are several others on this list, and I doubt we'll be able to shiny hunt them with our name as the original trainer for a while. Also note, the Keldeo you can catch in Sword and Shield's Crown Tundra is shiny locked, but hey, at least it's yours. And at the time of this recording, shiny Keldeo is not available in Pokemon Go. Shiny 8 is Meloetta, which was the first of the Home Pokedex events to be distributed starting in late 2024 for players who completed their home dexes for Paldea, Kitakami, and the Blueberry Academy. We only need to count the standard Aria form for Meloetta towards our list, as its Pirouette form only appears during battle and is therefore not boxable. Like Keldeo, the trainer name is Home, and we'll likely have to continue waiting to be able to hunt it ourselves. The Meloetta you can catch yourself in the Blueberry Academy in Scarlet and Violet is, like Keldeo, sadly shiny locked. And at the time of this recording, shiny Meloetta was the most recent shiny mythical added to Pokemon Go via the Unova Tour's Masterwork research. Shiny number 9 on our list is Genesect. While the shiny has been possible to get in Pokemon Go since 2020, in terms of mainline games, this shiny was only ever released once in Japan back in 2013 in cinemas screening the 16th Pokemon movie, as well as South Korea in 2014. Both had an original trainer name which each translates to cinema. Now, I've talked about this before, but the one I have here in Pokemon Home I received in a trade years ago from a friend who assured me at the time it's a legit event shiny. While it looks legit and all the stats match with what was distributed during the event, with any trade you can never be 100% certain of its validity. So for me, this shiny Genesect is just a placeholder until I can shiny hunt one for myself with my own name from the mainline games. If that opportunity does come, I will definitely be trading this one away, as I'll have no further need for it. The same can be said for shiny number 10 on our list, Diancie, which had a brief mainline game shiny event at Pokemon centers and stores in Japan in 2015, as well as an in-person event in South Korea in 2016. Again, like Genesect, I got this one in a trade years ago, so as soon as I can swap this placeholder out for my own original trainer name, I will. And at the time of this recording, shiny Diancie isn't available in Pokemon Go as of yet. Shiny number 11 on this list is Zeraora, which was the first ever shiny distributed through Pokemon Home in mid-2020. At the time, Zeraora and shiny Zeraora appeared in Sword and Shield Max Raid battles in June that year, following the release of the first DLC, the Isle of Armor. They weren't catchable, but the deal was that if at least 1 million trainers managed to complete the raids, then shiny Zeraora would be given to them. Pokemon Home was relatively new at the time, so to boost downloads and visibility, Game Freak made it so the shiny Zeraora could only be received from the mobile version of Pokemon Home. It would be nice to shiny hunt Zeraora for ourselves soon, so I hope maybe we'll see it in Legends ZA. Shinies 12 and 13 on our list are Zacian and Zamazenta. The ones you catch naturally in Sword and Shield when those games came out in 2019 are shiny locked, and it wasn't until almost 2 years later in late 2021 until their shiny versions were given out via serial code. Depending on where you lived in the world, you could go to certain stores to pick up your code, some also sending the codes out online. Shiny Zacian was obtainable in Shield, which is the opposite game it can normally be caught in, and the same goes for shiny Zamazenta, obtainable in Sword. The original trainer name for the shiny Zacian is Lancer, a nod to Sir Lancelot, while the shiny Zamazenta's original trainer name is Arthur, a reference to King Arthur. Both of their ID numbers are the same, reflecting the date of the event. Both shinies have been obtainable in Pokemon Go as of late 2024, but in terms of mainline games, we're still waiting. Number 14 on this list is shiny Eternatus, which was obtainable in Sword and Shield the exact same way as the previous two legendaries, just 1 year on in late 2022. For this event, it did didn't matter what version of the game you had. The shinies trainer name is simply Galar, and the ID number, like the others, reflects the date of the event. And at the time of this recording, shiny Eternatus is not available in Pokemon Go. So yeah, 7 of the 14 so far on this list are obtained through Sword and Shield, which is a lot, but at least it's better than the 20 Pokemon currently shiny locked in Gen 9. Now, the final Pokemon on this list of shinies you can't get in any way with your name as the original trainer is one of the most recent available, shiny Enamorus. And since it has 2 boxable forms, like Keldeo, we're counting both. Shiny Enamorus you can get by completing the Pokemon Home Dex with Pokemon Legends Arceus, and also, like shiny Keldeo, you'll need a whole other Nintendo and Pokemon Home account to redeem it on. And like the other Pokemon Home gifts, its original trainer name is Home. And at the time of this recording, shiny Enamorus can't be obtained yet in Pokemon Go. And that's it. There are currently 16 Pokemon in the entire National Shiny Dex that you can obtain as a shiny, but not with your name as the original trainer. 5 of which have been added as gifts through Pokemon Home since October 2024, and with PLZA, Pokemon Champions, and even potential Gen 5 remakes on the horizon, that number will likely continue to grow. In terms of the non-shinies you currently can't get with your name as the original trainer, these include the following, all of which have only ever been event distributions. The other 7 Cat Pikachu, Genesect, Ash Greninja, Pokeball Pattern Vivian, Diancie, both forms of Hooper, Volcanion, Zeraora, Marshadow, G-Max Melmetal, both forms of Zarude, and technically roaming form Gimmighoul, as it's exclusively from Pokemon Go. I do though include Meltan and Melmetal on my list because you can transfer them into Let's Go first and then technically catch them in that game. Again, most people probably don't have any issue with trainer names that are not their own, but if you're someone like me who does, it seems we have a while to go yet before we can truly catch them all. What shiny Pokemon would you like to see available next? Let me know in the comments below. Also, bonus points to anyone who can tell me how many times I said the words original trainer in this video. And hey, if you're new to this YouTube channel and want to see more, hit subscribe and like and comment and share anything to make the YouTube algorithm happy. My name's highly Instagram, but you can call me Matt, and as always, may all your shiny hunts be quick. Take care.
Be quick.